What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Dr. Stone, Season 4, Episodes 32 and 33. So in these episodes, So Senku explains that the Senku 1 satellite doesn't require fuel due to like free fall and zero gravity, but it needs electricity, so he has like solar panels made, and then so the launch pad is built on Treasure Island to launch so for the satellite. Now the rocket crashes, and that was due to metal corrosion. So after a few iterations, they finally get to like the on the seventh rocket, the Senku 7, it reaches space. So Chrome and Suka realize that if a rocket's going to be able to return to Earth, it has to be 5 times bigger. And Senku gets like satellite images of the moon, and Kohaku is able to locate where the Y Man's at least where they believe the Y Man's at, like on the moon. And then since basically there's no time to keep it secret anymore, Chrome reveals his plan for a return rocket, and so explains they launch it in pieces, they assemble it in space. Senku and Zeno say NASA had a similar idea, but it was rejected because it was way too complex of a design. Chrome asked for a Democratic vote, and there's a vote. Basically, it's like a unanimous vote to build a return rocket, because ideally that's what everyone will want. But since the design will require input from everyone, Senku says they gotta reinvent the internet. So, and that's what it happens. So, they get these certain tea leaves in order to use the sticky part of it in order to create the cables in order to so they can go underwater. So the internet symbol. Then they gotta figure out the team, and then you have the scientist. You have a scientist, a pilot, and a fighter. So since Zeno's gonna be on the stay on the surface, Senku has to go into space as a scientist, and he has to build up his stamina, like his physical stamina. So which that's a very funny scene where they try to give him some physical training. Then for the pilot, it's assumed Ryusu's gonna do it, and Ryusu wants to do it, but near the end, and because he's better than everyone else, so like the simulator part of it, in order to prepare for it. But you know, Ryusu remembers that there's someone who's like a better shot, because they need someone who's good with the gun as well. And so Ryusu goes to find Stanley Snyder's statue to bring him back because he'd be a better pilot and shot. For the fighter, you have a lot of people who are in consideration for that. The top two being Tsukasa and Kohaku. Tsukasa is the most physically gifted, but with some agility and stuff. Tsukasa tests Kohaku's strength, and basically, Tsukasa says that from his perspective as a fighter, he tells Senku and Zeno that Kohaku should be become be the fighter. And so it's setting up for the 3-man team to go into space. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I thought these were good episodes, like how they're setting up the final fight with Y Man, all the stuff with the internet, the development of all the rockets. It was cool. So yeah, I thought these were good episodes. Looking for the next one. Killed Again, Mr. Detective, episodes 8 and 9. So in these episodes, Sakya, Lithia, Fido, Belka, and Higame go to Regan leave in Tyranian Sea, but there's a leak in the boat. So they gotta go to Aquario Island for repairs and shelter. And so they meet like Herbie's a landscape photographer visiting the island, and then the locals. And so there's like this local family that lives there, and so basically there's like a legend of a siren in the area, and then basically they meet this family. So you have like so there's like this paralyzed girl named Luciola De Sica. She's in a wheelchair, like basically she had a sirenomelia, which is like legs are fused together, and so and you meet like her family, Ivan, who's a retired like trader, Lyle's wife Katya, and son Dimitri, and so now and so it's explained that like so the mansion, so maid named Ursuna explains that the mansion used to be a quarantine facility, but there was a lot, but and there was like a lot of drownings nearby, and sadly the siren was killing people, and that spears were added into the outside wall to keep the siren away. And Lucia deduces that Luciola's grandfather was an artist named Eliseo, and that the siren painting in the main hall is Kurit's the Azure swimmer. Eliseo apparently was gonna give it to anyone who, well, yeah, Lucia she explains about the pain that Eliseo promised to give to anyone who learned its factual value. Now Herbie disappears, and there's a note saying he left the island, and Luciola's boat's missing, so it seems to confirm that until they see Herbie's body impaled one of the spears, and they hear a siren singing. So yeah, so then the next episode, then like after that, so they try to investigate his death. Doesn't seem to be suicide, so they try to figure out what happened. So when they come across Luciola, like basically it's revealed that she's able to walk. She's got prosthetics, and then and so basically then yeah, so then like and it's real that she was trying to cover up how like he like how the guy died. So he and then and basically so it's revealed, and when Luciola runs, everyone chases her, and it's revealed there's like this hidden area where there's this albino orca who she had befriended, um and then basically they explain that like so it's revealed that then like so the and then like basically what happens is that so so the reason like the guy how the guy died how the photographer died was so he was trying to take pictures of of the whale in order to like based for like a famous magazine. Luca told him no, asked him to delete the pictures. He pushed her, and then the whale got pissed and started attacking him, biting him, eating him, like basically killing him. Basically launched his corpse towards like the spears, and that's how he ended up there. And so Sakia agrees to like keep it secret because they don't really know. One, there's not really know what crime to charge Lucio with or the whale with. But then Shardina arrives with her sub, saying she was gonna spend there at the Nam for night. 'Cause she originally planned on going there to take like Sakia and his party to her island, and then Dimitri's murdered. So then they have to. So then Chardonnay's like, all right, can we solve this quick so we could go? And it's like it may take a little. It's like it basically he's like he's like you can't rush these things. Where That's right. She calls her sub, tells the sub to launch a missile at the island in the morning, basically for if the mysteries not solved by the morning, the island's basically gonna have a missile launch that. And that's the end of the episode. So yeah, I thought these were good episodes. I like the mystery, how they introduced the mystery. So they saw the whole Herbie's death. Now they figure out what happened to Dimitri. You know, like who's responsible for it, like what happened. So yeah, and how Lucio is how her family's gonna react to everything. But yeah, so I thought these are good episodes. Looking forward to the next one. Well, and that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.